Okay, so we're gonna do a video this morning. It's the 2nd of August. We just had a pretty busy day yesterday due to us selling some of our inventory that's been sitting around. What I need to do now is I need to figure out how to get rid of all these dehumidifiers and air conditioners. So what I'm gonna do is make a post in my groups that I'm in, other resellers, and just see if there's something that we can work out with somebody to help us get some of our capital back. There's all this is going to just sit here, I think, because we're kind of ending near to the season. um, didn't really make too much money on that load. I don't even know if we broke even on it. We do have a Christmas tree load up right now. It's 307 trees and a bunch of Christmas. We're going to try to move that so we can just slim down our inventory. I was actually thinking about taking this whole area back here and blocking it off right here. So creating a wall right here, and then taking this whole area right here and spreading everything out and listing it on eBay. We got a whole pallet of sinks right here. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these. I don't think that there's much value in this pallet here, but it's just sitting there. So we're going to work on that. I'm going to take all these heaters. Most of these heaters are all brand new, so these are going to get listed on eBay. We're going to see what we can get with them, because I think if I sold them on eBay, I'd actually make more money than if I sold the whole pallet by pallet to resellers. So we're going to try to recapture that. Basically, my idea is to put it all up on these shelves here, block that area off at the end so no customers can come back here, and then just as we sell stuff, we pull it. Now we have some stuff back here that doesn't belong back here. This will go on the floor. We'll probably put it on high bid. We're actually in dire need right now of getting cash back into the business. Last month we're right under 94,000 in sales gross before anything, and we're actually starting off the bank account this month very low. So what I need to do is I need to get some cash into this business really quick, so we don't have any shortfalls. It seems like every month we've been just hanging on by a hair, and what I need to do is make some decisions here to get us back where our cash flow is steady and we have a lot of things going out the door. Our sales right now, busy wise, traffic wise, it's not the best, but it is giving us enough to get where we don't have too much to catch up on. But again, there's something going on with this business where we're struggling for an unforeseen reason why our traffic is where it's at. So these are the pallets that I just sold. Somebody got a really good deal. Somebody's gonna basically have a large amount of inventory to make money on once they get to the point where they break even, and they're down south. What I'm sending them is bathing suits for kids. All right, so high bid is running for the week. This is all the items here, and on the other side, we have a processing area here that has a bunch of clothes that need to be done, gone through. This is all slated for eBay. Right now we have, it looks like we have like 4 pallets of clothing, just like how you see here, filled to the top, that needs to be listed. Last week we didn't really get that much listing because my employees, one employee didn't come in one day and the other one didn't come in, due to we just need to kind of slim down some things with the operations. We have a situation where productivity is being hindered, and then there's actually a lot of errors being made. So what I made the decision to have one of the employees not come in to distract the other, but then the other employee didn't come in. So I think last week we canceled 4 orders on eBay due to either not being found or the listing incorrect. So these are the pains that we're going through, guys. This is all cereal right here. We're going to put all this into watermelons. We're going to count it, and then I'm going to put it out there for sale. This is the back area right here. That's a disaster. I need to get all this inventory accounted for. Like I said, we keep on buying inventory. It keeps on stacking up and we're not processing it fast enough. So that's a pain that I'm going through right now is items are not being processed fast enough either on eBay or on the sales floor. These are all shoes that have been moved. But like I said, we had some situations where when I went to go send something out, it wasn't either in the spot or it wasn't as it was described. So basically all the labor that I paid for this to do this, in addition to the labor I paid, I actually have had canceled orders. So I even lost even more money. Plus it went against our numbers. So that's something that's very, very hard to take, to swallow that pill when that happens on a consistent basis. All right, so on the sales floor, we got 2 pallets here that have not been picked up yet. This is taking up a lot of space. This customer bought some cabinets from me and a TV, and I'm not sure. We got to contact him and see what's going on with that. So everything's kind of been marked down. We have a lot of stuff on auction. These are all these pallets right here are these guys here. These are these hooded flannels. We're starting to get into the fall season, August. I'm selling those for $3 a piece. And what we did yesterday was we took all those in the box, took them off the hangers. So there's labor right there. And then we put them by size. We put them by size in these watermelons here. So these are going to be 3 different colors, $3 each. So hopefully these start moving today. Here's some clothes. These bins are starting to get filled again. I think we might need to lower the price on the clothes just to get them moving faster. We got inundated with all these summer dresses and everything. So end of the season, our contract that we have with our club store is starting to send us all the stuff that they're pulling off. So basically, if you think about it, we're in arrears with the season, with the clothes. It makes it very hard to sell the items when you're not even at the right season. We had to take these things and put them at $5 into the bins. We were selling these for $7 before. People were buying them, but I need them to move quicker because we have a ton of them. Now the jeans, there's a lot of money sitting on these racks, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get them sold. I just don't understand how we're selling our pants cheaper than at the thrift store, and these are all still here. So the marketing that we're doing right now is Facebook marketing, and what we need to do is we need to figure out how to get a story out there to tell the story of the store, because customers are still walking in every day saying they've never heard of us, and I think that that's our problem. Our problem is too many people do not know that we're here, and then the people that shop here regularly, they're starting to lose interest. I think, just in my opinion. I don't know if it's because the inventory is too stale or my prices are too high. I'm not getting a lot of feedback, and I wish I can get some feedback. We might just do like a survey and just see, what's going on with that. But I don't want to. I don't want to start making it look like we're not doing well, because then that turns into customers walking in our store and thinking that they own the place with their saying they're not going to buy something unless I give them a really good deal on it. When all my stuff that I have in my store is already a good deal. And that's the frustrating part. There's not one item in the store that if they walked into another store, they would pay more here. And that's the message that I'm trying to relay to my customers, that no matter what they're buying here, it's a savings. It's a huge savings. Even like on this toilet paper, $4 each for 12 pack. That's bamboo toilet paper. I'm selling it, but it's not flying off the shelves. We've had the same load, 30 pallets. I think it was like 4,000 12 packs we've had since last December. And I think we're down to everything that you see back here plus an additional pallet. So all that orange back there is, there's some pallets that are almost down. So this is more work here, where now what we have to do is we have to organize that and make it so it doesn't look so rough, because everybody's just kind of pulling off the top. And now we got to we're getting to the bottom, so now we got to start figuring out how we're going to keep this wall here, because this wall blocks customers from seeing the back, and we don't want them to see the back, because that's where we process the clothes. And what we don't want is customers going back there grabbing stuff that should not be put on the sales floor and then purchasing it, because the people at the cashier don't know what's going on. Cereal, we're like, looks like this one's about halfway, this one's a quarter gone, this one's still at the top, this one's about halfway. So the cereal isn't moving fast enough, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to dump it. The box cereal's doing okay, because these are actually normally like $7 in the store, or $6 to $7. So we got those for $2.50, or looks like we got $2 each on them. That's weird. I gotta check that, because that doesn't seem right. Well, actually it does. It's $2.50 a piece, or 5 for 10. Yeah, so we're giving away the inventory. I don't even know if we're making money on this stuff at this point. These are 6 for 10. These vanities these are getting up on auction. That's that green tag, that's auction. This green tag, that's auction. So those will get out of here this week. Next week we have the mirrors on auction. A lot of people that are buying this stuff on auction are making some good buys. This last auction that we just ran, we're still like under $1,000 on these auctions, and we're running like 60 to 80 items a week. Some of the heavy hitters are selling, but for the most part, people are getting things for $5. So yeah, I think this is another death pile over here. Sinks. I really think that I need some time away from the business to do some listings on eBay. But the problem with me is, if it's not organized and it's not in a way that I can, get a system down, I'm not going to waste my time. So what I need to do is I need to create a space where I can feel comfortable when I come in the morning and list stuff. I can actually get some stuff listed, because when you don't have an organized area, it makes it really hard to be productive. But again, my problem is I'm always doing things. I'm always putting out fires. I can't focus on one thing, because the second I focus on one thing, somebody's pulling me aside for something. I'm not sure if it's something where they can understand that, maybe just make a couple thoughts before getting me involved, because a lot of this stuff that I'm being pulled aside for is stuff that I should not be put aside for. And I get it, people that work for me don't want to make any mistakes, but what I really need people doing is taking it upon themselves, making decisions that are for the means of the business, and actually just following through and not involving me. That's something that it's very challenging to get people to understand, that taking my time away from me is not the solution. Taking my time away from Kathy's not the solution. Basically, the solution is you have a problem in front of you. What do you know about the business? Take that and apply it, and then sooner or later get your skill going. Because when you work for somebody and you can't make decisions on your own, some would say that's a management problem. I would say that that's an employee problem, not feeling like they're empowered, even though you tell them they are. And basically, it's a vicious cycle to get out of too, because everybody knows that I like things done a certain way, but no one wants to understand that that certain way has been explained over and over and over again. So this is a disaster, guys. The business is struggling. We have employees that care a lot, but then we have employees that don't understand where their part is. And as much as I try to explain to them, certain things, they just don't get it. So I kind of feel like right now I'm stuck in a position where this is all I got because I can't keep on training people. I just need people to be accountable. And, when customers are buying stuff, the rule is make sure that nothing leaves the store without being checked if it's been open. Um, Most of the time it's been checked in the back, but we need a step process to make sure that customers are not leaving with stuff that they're not understanding that it's liquidation, even though outside the store says liquidation. We have signs everywhere, and most of the stuff has been checked. But the thing is there's certain things that fall through the cracks, and as good as we try to be, we can't catch everything. So this area right here, these leashes and stuff like that, this is taking up a lot of space. We have $5 and half retail on everything, or half that on everything. So everything you see here is mostly $2.50. So I think it's time for this stuff to go, and then some other inventory to take its place. So today I'm going to work on that. We did put out some costumes. We did see that people were buying them, so that's good. This is all stuff that we kind of had from building up throughout the year. We're giving costumes for $10. We're giving licensed costumes for $15. That's a really good deal for that. We'd sold some stuff over here. We had a dining set that's gone. But look at, guys, no fresh inventory. You've seen a couple of my videos. There's nothing that's really changing here. I think the last 5 trucks that I bought from our home improvement store, I made money to break even, but I didn't make any profit beyond that. And usually with this stuff, we're able to make our money back really quick. And this was in the past. We made our money back really quick. And then, within like, maybe 10, 15 items. And then the rest of the items in the load, maybe the other 100 items or 200 items or 300 items, depending on how big it is, that's all profit. But now what's happening with these loads is the good stuff is not coming as expected. And then the little stuff is not the condition that we can sell it. So we're kind of getting burned on these loads because I don't know if they're picking out all the good stuff and giving it to other programs, or if we're just unlucky. And to go from having luck to get us where we are in the past to no luck now, I don't understand where that's coming from. To me, the industry seems like it's changing with liquidation, and it seems like there's certain people that are winning and a lot of people that are losing. And what we need to do is take what we have available to us, turn that around, get a positive system going where every sale is starting to make us money again. So that's where I'm at right now. I need to get to a point where my inventory that's on hand needs to be sold in a way to recoup that cash and to take that cash and reinvest it. Now, I don't know how much longer we have because we still haven't had the final word on what's happening with our location with the other business that's going to come in and take over the building. We do know that there's been parking lot updates. There's been architects in here, so I feel like it's coming soon. But what I feel like is once it comes, we're not going to have enough time to prepare for the exit. So we're trying to do that now. And the biggest thing that I'm trying to figure out is we have like 3 employees that can help us process, maybe 4. One person's going back to school on the 16th. They're leaving. Another person's supposedly starting to work that used to work for me. I'm bringing him back. And then we have 1 employee that cares a lot about the business and very productive. But there's still things that need to be trained. So, and then we have another employee that has been with us for a while. And basically, I'm still finding myself explaining, hey, this is the things to do. And what I need that person to do is understand when they come in, when they don't have something to do, just revert back to the other stuff that they've done in the past and just be consistent. So that's the problem I'm having right now, is interfering with people's jobs daily, telling them what things need to be done. When it's clear the business isn't doing good, we need we need posts on Facebook, we need posts on Marketplace, we need engagement with the people that are messaging us. So we have people that are supposed to be watching that, and messages are still coming unanswered. Posts are still coming unanswered, and I have two people that ring people out, and one of them should be, checking the Facebook. And what happens is there's a lot of distractions with each other, distracting each other, and I don't understand how, when you're paying somebody by the hour and you're asking them to do certain things, how is it understandable that by them that it's acceptable to take the time that is you're being paid to work for the business and not work for the business. That's one of the reasons why we're failing, because we have a bunch of that going on, not just with one employee, not with two employees. It seems like that's an everyday occurrence, keeping people on task. um, and the thing is the doors are still open, the lights are still on. So I feel like the people are just not understanding that in the background, we're stressing out as owners because we can't break through the cycle, because the employees are unwilling to understand that their actions are clearly impacting the business. Now, I'm not blaming them 100% for it, but I can tell you right now that they are mostly to blame when it comes to the productivity side not being fulfilled. Yeah, it's our responsibility to get the customers in the door as owners. But the thing is like, if I can't even get posts responded to, if I can't even get thing posts up, then how am I got to take the time out of my day every day to make sure that gets done. Personally, I don't feel that that's right. I feel like that my time should be used figuring out all these problems, all these death piles. That's where my problems need to be solved, with me being the owner. The owner should not be doing tasks that the employees can do. Tasks that the employees can do is on them, and the responsibility of an employee when they take the job is to be true to to you know the opportunity, and that's what the problem is here. The problem is the owners are doing too much that the employees can be doing. And to me, it's a very hard pill to swallow when I can't even pay myself out of my business money that's owed to me that I've worked for, because my employees are not stepping up to the plate and doing what they're responsible for. So, and I'm not going to sit here and blame, but I'm going to tell you right now, you come to my store for a week and you shadow and you observe, you will see exactly what I just said is the problem here. And I don't know how other businesses are getting through with that, because I'm seeing other business out there flying with numbers, flying with inventory going out the door, flying with customers interacting, and our business, our store, is basically it's kind of like, if you can picture like a business that people like, but they're not going to, they support, but they're not going to sit there and speak upon, because there's nothing really going on that's putting us out, in front of everything else, that all these other stores that are on the main strip that we're on right now. We're actually in a very premium spot. We're in an old Best Buy on a main drag, right across from a Commons, which is, all the name brand stores that have their flagship stores in the area. That's where we're located at. We have like over 100,000 cars a day go by, or something like that, some high ridiculous number. We're living in an area where the median home, what people make is over 100,000, even probably even over 120,000, and those customers are not finding us through our marketing. And the ones that are, they say that they're helping us by telling people, but every day we have so many people that we speak to that we have not seen before that say this is the first time here. So at some point it's like, okay, so when does that start flipping over into more traffic, right? Because we have days that there's nothing going on. There's time where the store has no customers in it. It seems like we're getting busier at night, steadily. And then yesterday was like a really good Friday, and I didn't really have that much inventory besides the club, but I just been posting, and that's the thing. Just make some posts, and it shouldn't be up to me to post because I need to be figuring out the back end stuff. I need to be looking down these aisles and saying what needs to go. That's and making it happen. But I can't because every time I have time to do that, I'm being pulled away. And a lot of things I'm being pulled away for is just ridiculous. So that's what I'm going to focus on this week. I'm going to focus on this aisle here. Well, this week is Saturday, but this weekend. So I'm going to focus on this aisle here, and then we're going to have to figure out how to get all this dead stock sitting around out the door with cash attached to it, so we can just kind of catch up. And what I really don't care if I empty out my store before too early, because all we have to do is just, once the store is empty, just get something in that's going to move even quicker. And I'm kind of thinking, just after talking it over with Kathy, I'm thinking that, maybe just having bins full of stuff, Amazon, that's, just have that, and then get rid of all this other stuff. Because whatever we're doing with this business model, even though it's probably stagnant inventory, whatever we're doing with this business model, it's just not working. And it just infuriates me that I see other stores, discount stores, killing it, and we actually have a better position of what our building is and what our location is technically. There's so much population in this area that we should not be struggling, and it just doesn't make sense why we can't like flip the story here and just get something else going. So that's my rant for the morning. We're gonna get to it, and I tried to get some numbers together, but again, we've been busy. So those numbers are gonna come soon. But what we need to do now is just tell you guys, here's the struggle. If anybody has any ideas, comment, reach out to me. It's obvious, what my store is called. I'm not going to say it, but there's our store. Just, do your Google search, and there's a number you can call. You can always just, get through to us. And then I think you can even text message that number too. So that's posted. So, if you want to reach out to me and say, hey, I got some ideas for you, maybe even I'm willing to help. I'm willing to come out and shadow. I'm kind of asking, like, all you successful people out there that have stores that have it running successfully without your intervention, could you spend some time, in our location? Could you, sit down with us and not tell us what to do, but actually step in here and actually just work through it with us, save the business, because like the business is hard, for us right now. We're trying to figure it out. Here, how about we do this? So there's the store. So if you're seeing this video and you have a heart and I'm not asking for a handout. I'm just, somehow we got ourselves into this situation, and I really want to get it going because there's a lot on stake, with if this place does not succeed. There's a lot of stuff that I worked for my whole life that I'm going to lose. And Kathy's going to lose out too. She gave up a good job to come here and help run the store. And it just seems like we've been painfully trying to make this work, struggling, and we just don't have the buy-in, from everybody that we need to. There's people that on the eBay, they're taking pictures, but they're not like understanding that they're the front of the business to the customer, and they need to take good pictures. And I just don't understand how here I am just explaining everything over and over and over again, but no one is comprehending the severity of the actions when they don't follow the simplest thing, as such as you got something that you need to take a picture of. Well, don't take 2 pictures. You take more pictures that that fill up the whole listing. I mean, they give you so many pictures that spots that you can take, and to leave all those picture spots empty over and over again after being told stop doing that, it just doesn't make sense. And at some point, it's like, is this really for real? Is this really happening? So that's where I'm at right now. I'm just so frustrated that I can't get people to understand the simplest things in life. When it comes to your job, is just to care about what you're doing. So thanks everybody for listening. And like I said, if you have any ideas, reach out to me. Have a great day.